ladies and gents. It's what the moment we've been waiting for, right? We loved what Europe brought to the table, and now it's time for North America to try and match that level we saw earlier. If you missed what happened in Europe, of course, Kick Esports took home their first ever major tournament win. Huge news for them, and that's going to spread some confidence through North America's lobby as well, showing that even if you're the underdog, you can get that chip. But Sentinels, for me, they need a performance here. I think I don't want to say they've fallen off a little bit, but performances haven't been at the level that you would expect of this lineup.
Yeah, I think you could say that for a lot of the teams, really, and it's very difficult to find consistency in a Battle Royale, but there are teams that have players who, in some situations, can 1v3, so you can argue, well, why aren't they able to win the 3v3s that happen? But of course, third parties go down, and it can be very difficult. As Ranked is harder, they're in a little bit of trouble, a spot of bother with their off-meta selection. Sentinels have been able to wipe the floor with them in this particular fight. Octane cannot get out of this situation. It's not going to be like a Ranked game. He's not going to be sprinting away for days.
Well, one player is still alive here, so that isn't a complete wipe here of Ranked is harder. The last player is going to be alive, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Sentinels get aggressive, hit that rope, all three of them, but it looks like the decision will be made by the Revenant as he gets aggressive, hits the totem, but unfortunately isn't going to have much time left, you would imagine, as Sentinels is desperately trying to chase him down and finally do take him out. And Ranked is harder. Well, first team eliminated in the lobby. Find cover to wait for his teammate to come back in. We can go back into our main feed now, and it is Complexity who are trying to hold off this team, late rotating behind them. The Spitfire is going to be singing once more as Reptar gets the first knock there, and that's going to be onto TSM Imperial Hal.
Yeah, Hal not able to get away, but has been able to be picked up. So TSM popping the ult of the Bloodhound and trying to run away using grenades, but Hal will fall again. So now we need to see work from Reps. We need to see Snipe Down going off as well. The Eva 8 is pulled out. We've seen a knock, Snipe Down getting the damage from a distance. Another revive coming through, and they might be able to get to a full set of 3 yet again, as there looks to be help from elsewhere.
Yeah, Reptar was knocked in all of that as well, and just a moment to say, even though Hal went down once again, he managed to get that black hole down. He managed to get the Horizon Ultimate to cause enough of a ruckus for the grenades and the shots from Reps to buy them that time. But look at Monsoon now, swinging out wide on the core stick. He has to back down once more, though. Complexity know that they're in a little bit of a sticky situation here, and they're trying to be aggressive and force their way out of it like they love to do. But Monsoon now, having got away, is going to be able to pop that Phoenix kit. Complexity, though, unfortunately, looks like they might have to try and get a res, but they're also taking damage from the zone here, as well as every single team up on the top of Trials. The ultimate here as well to give them that little speed boost to get away, and maybe they've realized this is a fight that they have to take if they want to get into that zone unscathed. And Rakanishi, well, he's getting aggressive inside the bubble already. Can't find the players on the scan, though. Desperately trying to find some, and the Arc Stars and the nades are going to slow this push down.
It's such a difficult fight in these buildings because there are windows people can shoot you through, but still wanted to get aggressive. Hits for a 1-3-6, then a 14, then another 14, but it's stuck, thankfully, enough to actually get the job done. Hits for a 65 to follow, but Team Superior doing some real damage on the other end of this. Yeah,
but here comes a third party, I believe. TSM sweeping in when the damage was done to pick up these kills, and now they're just looking to clean house. TSM making a perfect play to sweep in and pick up some easy points here in this game, number 1. And it's interesting to see the way that TSM are approaching this game. Reps, though, taking some shots in the back. There's still a few players sneaking about in the corners, and unfortunately there for Snipe Down. He might be able to just about get in the bubble. No! There was one rat still alive in that building. TSM kind of got caught off guard a little bit. And even though I'm saying it was a great third party, the awareness not quite there of that player behind them, and Snipe Down got cut down on the pass.
I think TSM have heard the resurrection, the revive coming through, because they're looking around in this building. They want to find this potential KP. Reps was looking in the corner, Hal now sneaking down the stairs. And I wonder whether they're going to push this together, because they can certainly hear something they are going to push. They want to get it. Reps has gone down. Now Imperial Hal has to get the kill, which he does. Thankfully, they made it a 2 versus 1. And that's some free KP to work with.
Still, Complexity making them work incredibly hard for it. Here is Season then, and Fun FPS is going to be the last player alive on the Gibraltar. Bubble will go down, a couple of shots are going to be taking his armor down, but 99 with the R9 and nice shots with the Mastiff are going to turn that battle on his head. And for Season, that's huge, but here comes the third party.
We're used to third parties by now. If you've been playing Kings Canyon, he had a valiant effort at staying alive, but Team Cruelty, they hear the noise, they say, oh, is that some KP for us? Thank you very much. And we're down to just 9 squads now as that circle is moving just kind of southwest of Trials, so this is going to be a very interesting finish. Quite an open area.
Of World's Edge here. Sorcerer's going to jump into the void as well to try and make this cross, and it's just interesting to see if there's going to be any teams trying to hold them out, and oh my word, it's going to be EMPs, it's going to be Gibraltar defensive bombardments, and for PB Sandwiches, it's going to be good night by the looks of things. Pow Pow, last player alive, he goes down.
Oh, how many times have we heard Fallout talk about sandwiches, and you want to be the meat, you don't want to be the meat in the middle, or you don't want to be the peanut butter, you don't want to be the jelly. Whatever just happened to them was not fun, because Ability Legends were just there and waiting, with plenty of abilities with their Legends, may I add. The EMP came off, the bombardment came through, they picked up the KP. Now we're down to just 6 squads, but it's going to be the rotation into this next circle. You can see for Team Cruelty, they have to work their way around this mountain, and they've got a team in front of them, but it looks like they've been able to do a decent amount of damage here, Mark.
Yeah, looking at the kill feed as well, I believe Madness took out Howard the Peacekeeper, so don't know if Reps is still alive or if that's going to be the entirety of TSM were wiped in this game number 1, but you can also see that Team Liquid is still up above on the top of Trials. Shots going to be missed there with a massive 112 and a 56 though. Beautiful shots to make that difficult. And now Lou is the last player alive. It looked a little bit shaky there for CLG, but they managed to get the job done.
And I'm wondering whether CLG, they should be able to get back up to a full 3 here, because there's not going to be anyone else to pick them apart. And I did see Liquid just above them in a nice little spot, but they're not going to push it just yet because they are in a very commanding position just at the top of Trials. But it's Ability Legends who realistically can set up for this final circle, and they can just hide behind this wall, allow all of the other 3 teams to fight, and then they can push out. I would say they're in one of the best spots.
Well, Team Liquid have made the move down from the high ground to the top as Albrelele hits hard with the Peacekeeper. Team Liquid trying to clear this side of the map out to make sure that they've got a base of operations to work from as we approach our final 4, or final 3 teams, I should say. Flanker will take down Pride Kuma. And now it looks like they might have that opportunity, but there's still one player behind them, I believe. Inside of Trials, potentially. Lou picks up a kill, though, onto Mercioni. That's going to be the finish as well. And now we're going to see these teams collapse in as the ring is doing the same below them.
But they're all going to be weak, and Ability Legends are just going to pop out, and they're going to be able to shoot all these teams for free. We're down to just 2. Ability Legends are at a full 3. They do have a fight on their hands, though. Crummy goes down. Arkied is also very weak, but Crummy's just got away. Needs to bat up, but now he falls. And CLG march in. Madness with the Peacekeeper, hitting hard. Can he hit hard enough to make this a victory? Yes, he can. CLG clutcher.
CLG with a huge performance here in game number 1. Madness with the Peacekeeper really was the difference maker for that end game, just hitting so many big shots. And oh wow, I mean, it always has something, doesn't it, Apex Legends, in these finals. And game number 1 with CLG on top, we had Complexity fighting with TSM for the entirety of what felt like that first game. I mean, we've got 5 more games to go. This is going to be a hell of an evening, ladies and gents.
Oh, yes, we have indeed. I'm usually yelling about it as we get to the leaderboard. Speaking of, let's take a look at what our results say here for our game number 1 as we kick off the Winter Circuit Online Tournament number 2 for our North American region here today. And there it is, Tom. You know, listen, let's be clear. Look at Team Cruelty. You're absolutely right, 9. CLG, 9. I mean, this is a fairly even, somewhat even lobby here.
It is. Nobody really popping off quite yet. Team Cruelty did a nice job going in third partying. They've switched off of Pathfinder, and I'm glad that they've kind of adopted a more meta and composition in terms of what they're going to do. But still, very early, you got to go at rank just harder and look at what they're doing, and they're probably just kind of having fun with it, right? They've already qualified, they got top 2, they're gonna come through and play extremely aggressive. Meanwhile, teams like CLG, TSM, the teams that are always kind of going for that dynasty type stuff, wanting as many ALGS championships as possible, they're gonna be playing a much more up-to-date type composition. And we see Ability Legends sneaking in there with their 2nd place too and having 15 points. Could have been a 6-point swing if they were able to pull that fight out, but again, the PK from Madness, just the overall mechanics that he had to slide through to get it to a 2 versus 1 where they go and work that last player, which was tech down. They get that big W, and they deserve that one. But again, it's about where this zone in game number 2 is going to go. You want, again, something away from Trials. You expect Team Liquid, you expect CLG to dominate in those areas.